What if the most dangerous place on Earth wasn't a war zone or a collapsing city, but a remote, untouched island teeming with incredible wildlife? An island that holds the last hope for humanity's survival, yet is slowly being swallowed by the very ocean it depends on? Now, imagine being stranded there, injured and alone, only to discover that the family who rescues you might be hiding secrets as vast and perilous as the sea itself. Sounds wild, doesn't it? Because it is. And it's the premise of Charlotte McConaghy's breathtaking novel, Wild Dark Shore. Welcome back to the channel, Digital Page. Today, we're tearing into a truly evocative and thought-provoking read that I absolutely couldn't put down. Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy, the New York Times best-selling author behind Once There Were Wolves and Migrations. McConaghy, based in Sydney, Australia, has a knack for crafting stories that are as deeply personal as they are globally resonant, often set against the backdrop of our planet's fragile ecosystems. And this book? It takes that to a whole new level. Wild Dark Shore plunges us headfirst into a world teetering on the edge. Our protagonist, Rowan, washes ashore on the fictional Shearwater Island, a remote, sub-Antarctic UNESCO World Heritage Site, based closely on the real Macquarie Island. She's found by Fen, a remarkable 17-year-old girl who lives among the seals and moves with the water like one of them. Rowan is in a bad way, hypothermic, severely injured, and barely clinging to life after her boat wrecked in a furious storm. She's brought back to the lighthouse, the only home on this isolated stretch of land, inhabited by Fen's family. Her father, Dominic, and her two brothers, Raph and Orly. This isn't your typical family. Dominic, a former jack-of-all-trades, now serves as the caretaker of the entire island, including the crucial Shearwater Global Seed Vault. This vault, built to withstand anything the world could throw at it, houses millions of seed varieties, a last hope for humanity should the global food supply collapse. They've been here for 8 years, having moved to the island after the death of their mother, Claire, with Dominic believing it was a place where he could contain things after his grief. But the island is no longer the sanctuary it once was. Rising sea levels and increasingly violent storms are literally washing it away, making it too dangerous for anyone to live there. The research base is empty, and the family is preparing to leave in a matter of weeks, tasked with packing up the essential seeds for relocation to the mainland. To make matters worse, the recent storm has crippled their power systems, leaving them with limited resources and no way to contact the outside world. As Rowan recovers, she becomes entangled in the family's daily routines and their unique way of life. She learns about Orly's uncanny ability to communicate with the spirits of dead animals on the island, Raph's musical talent and his struggles with anger and grief, and Fen's deep, almost primal connection to the ocean and its creatures. But a nagging suspicion grows within Rowan. She came to Shearwater to find her husband, Hank Jones, the senior botanist and team leader of the seed bank. Dominic and his children insist Hank left on a supply ship weeks ago, seemingly abandoning his post and leaving behind his passport and belongings. However, Rowan uncovers disturbing inconsistencies: bleach-cleaned blood in Hank's former hut and the mysterious sabotage of the island's communication equipment. Fueled by a desperate need for answers, Rowan's investigation culminates in a shocking discovery. Hank is not gone. He is imprisoned in a hidden chamber beneath the seed vault, kept there by Dominic and his children. This revelation explodes the fragile trust Rowan had begun to build with the family and forces her to confront the dark choices people make when pushed to their limits. This book masterfully explores several profound themes. Let's delve into two key topics: the intertwined nature of grief, trauma, and survival, and the moral dilemmas of preservation versus letting go. Number 1. The intertwined nature of grief, trauma, and survival. McConaghy shows us how deeply grief and past traumas shape present actions and relationships, often becoming a driving force for survival, or, paradoxically, a cage. Dominic's entire life on Shearwater is defined by the loss of his wife, Claire. He moved his children there to contain things, and still speaks to her ghost, seeking comfort and guidance. His inability to let go, to genuinely grieve, isolates him from his children, particularly Fen, who feels neglected and struggles with her own emotional burdens. Fen attempts to free her father by burning Claire's belongings, hoping to release his ghost. This act, while deeply painful, is born from a desperate love and a desire for her family to move forward. Rowan too carries immense trauma. Her childhood on a houseboat was a constant act of survival, not adventure, leading to the devastating loss of her little brother, River, in a flood. This trauma fuels her fierce desire not to have children, fearing she cannot keep them safe in a crumbling world. Her decision to come to Shearwater, however, brings her into contact with a different kind of love and responsibility, particularly through Orly, who reminds her of River. This reawakening forces her to confront her long-held anger towards her own mother for past perceived neglect. The island itself is haunted by the ghosts of past violence, the sealers and whalers who decimated animal populations. Orly hears the whispers of these dead animals, and Fen feels the blood spilled. This collective trauma underscores the desperate fight for survival, for both humans and nature, intertwining the personal with the planetary. The book suggests that true healing, or calm as Fen seeks, comes not from avoiding pain, but by confronting it and finding new ways to connect and nurture. 2. The moral dilemmas of preservation versus letting go. At the heart of the narrative lies the moral quandary of the seed vault. Hank, the botanist, was tasked with deciding which species would be saved and which would be left to drown as the world faces collapse. This impossible choice leads to his mental breakdown, as he struggles with the burden of letting go of biodiversity in favor of what humans can eat, seeing it as utter stupidity. He believes everything is dead, and decides to drown all the seeds, effectively giving up on humanity's future. Dominic's decision to imprison Hank and lie about his whereabouts is a direct consequence of this dilemma. He prioritizes the safety of his family and the critical mission of the seeds, even if it means resorting to extreme measures. This highlights a darker side of preservation. What are we willing to sacrifice, morally, to ensure survival? The book constantly questions the concept of saving in a world seemingly determined to perish. Rowan initially believes there's no point in rebuilding her fire-destroyed home because another fire will come. Yet, by the end, she envisions rebuilding, not just for herself, but for the Salt family, embracing the Banksia's resilience of life emerging from ash. The choice to protect the whales, despite its overwhelming difficulty and seeming futility, becomes an act of defiance and hope, demonstrating that the effort itself, the not trying, is what truly matters, even if the outcome is uncertain. This constant tension between holding on and letting go, between what can be saved and what must be surrendered, is a powerful undercurrent throughout the entire story. One of the most striking nuances is the profound wisdom and resilience of the Salt children, especially in contrast to the often flawed adults. Orly, despite being only 9, possesses an astounding knowledge of botany and a unique connection to the island's voices. He is the one who sabotaged the island's communications, not out of malice, but to keep Hank on the island to complete the vital seed work, believing it was for the greater good. This innocent yet devastating act is a shocking twist, revealing the immense burden placed on a child. Fen's story is equally nuanced. Her near drowning at Hank's hands and his subsequent imprisonment is a brutal revelation of human cruelty. Yet, she doesn't succumb to vengeance. Instead, she finds a path to healing through an act of radical acceptance and love, deciding to burn her mother's possessions to free her father from his grief. Her deep bond with the seals, where she feels one of them, symbolizes an intuitive understanding of the wildness and interconnectedness that the adults often struggle to grasp. And then there's the surprising, almost forbidden connection that blossoms between Rowan and Dominic. Their initial interactions are fraught with suspicion and wariness, each seeing the other as a potential threat. Yet, through shared trauma, mutual respect for their practical skills, and a desperate loneliness, a powerful attraction emerges. This unexpected romantic tension adds a layer of complexity, challenging the neat boundaries of their lives and highlighting the raw human need for connection in isolation. It's a testament to how love can emerge in the most unlikely and challenging circumstances. The ending, with Rowan's sacrifice to save Orly and Dominic's grief-stricken promise to return her body to her land, transforms the narrative from a story of survival into a deeply poignant exploration of selfless love and legacy. It's a powerful and unexpected conclusion that ties back to the core themes of family, love, and the enduring connection between humans and the natural world. As you can see, this book, while set on a remote island, touches on themes incredibly relevant to our lives today. We're all grappling with the uncertainties of climate change, the impact of loss, and the choices we make for our families and our future. Have you ever felt the weight of a decision that seemed impossible? Or found an unexpected connection in a place you least expected it? Wild Dark Shore invites us to reflect on our own capacities for resilience, empathy, and love in the face of daunting challenges. So, if you're looking for a book that will make you think, feel, and gasp, then Wild Dark Shore is an absolute must-read. Pick up a copy today. You won't regret it. And once you've finished, come back here and share your thoughts in the comments below. What did you find most surprising? What themes resonated most with you? Ultimately, Wild Dark Shore is a powerful reminder that even when the world feels like it's falling apart, and even when our deepest fears are realized, there is always the possibility of new growth, new love, and a profound, stubborn refusal to give up. Because, as Rowan comes to understand, what is the use of safety if it deprives you of everything else? It's a message that will linger long after you turn the final page. If you like this summary, show some love in the form of likes and shares. To support us, please subscribe to us on the digital page. Till then, happy reading. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next one.